Hey!
Hey,
Oh, welcome back, Kevin. How the
well,
heck are you
thanks.
doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm been, on vacation, relaxed, disconnected, missing everything. I had to catch up on things. Christina did a great job filling in.
Yeah,
Thanks to her. And look at that. She fills in twice, and what happens? She becomes
MVP.
MVP. I
Yep.
mean, it just if you want to be an MVP, ask Chris if you could fill in on one of his shows. Right? That's all it takes. He's got that
Oh,
much power.
yeah, yeah. I don't know about that, but
Maybe just a little bit more stuff from there.
yeah.
How are you doing?
Good. Excited. It is a blizzard today in Wisconsin, so I
Mm,
am bracing for that. I've got they're announcing like planned when to go out and shovel time. So like you should shovel at noon. You should try shovel between 3 and 5, and then plan again at 9, and
it's
then
amazing.
tomorrow morning right away shovel. Like holy cow! All right,
I I don't think I've ever heard that before. Like, hey, here's your times to shovel. I grew up in the Northeast, and we had a lot of snow where I grew up at and everything, but never have I heard that. So that's interesting.
that's a first for me too. So and it was funny. They thought there was going to be this big snow on Monday, and it turned out to be nothing. They closed all the schools on Monday for nothing. Then we had this huge snow on Wednesday. They ended up closing schools for that, and I don't think they were really planning on it. And now I think schools are closing again today. So it's
Hmm.
been a very light education week in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I expect they'll be closing everything down here. We're getting in Dallas a little bit of maybe snow, but maybe a little bit of ice. And as soon as they think we're going to get it, they start shutting everything down. So,
I gotcha.
yeah. So we woke up, it was like 28 today. I think we're supposed to get down to the single digits Sunday or Monday. And then even that shuts people down here. So it doesn't
Well,
matter to me. I'm here in my office no matter what. So,
yeah. Well, I'll say it is always interesting. The first snow of every year, everyone forgets how to drive, and then they learn how to drive again, and then in Wisconsin it's just fine. But
yeah.
imagine when it never snows, like you just all you know is chaos, and
Hmm.
people never have that adjustment period, so it can be a real sticky wicket.
Yeah, my son who's still driving my car, I had that talk with him earlier, is you've never driven in anything like ice or whatever, so you're not going to work Monday if there's anything there, regardless what work says. So
Yeah, well, and or well, make sure to get them out. Teach them how to do it right.
yeah, that would be the case, is if it does happen, maybe try to get him out there a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Well, good morning, everyone. It's good to see everyone. Aaron, Donald, Jack, Cody. Good to
man,
see you guys. How are we doing today?
let us
You guys,
let us know
what's
in the
that?
chat what your weather's like.
Yeah. We want to hear from you. Just before we jump into some things, a few reminders. We are here to answer your questions. So just preface them with a cue. Happy to get those queued up. Don't spam anything. Uh, it hasn't been an issue here, so just let's keep this thing civil. Um, and we will get up and running. All right. So, um, uh, we are going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about 8 goals that we think you should set for 2024. Um, and we're just going to dive right into it. I think the first one is actually, Kevin. You want to hit on the first one?
Yeah, sure. So the first one is, being able to create a semantic model from scratch, right? So we all know when you create a lake house or a data warehouse that there's a default model. And I don't know about you, Chris. I'm not a big fan of using the actual default model, because things change as you change kind of your back end. Um, like if you modify a table, add new tables, it's automatically put into that. Um, just things have changed on it. So I haven't found a big purpose for using the default one yet, except maybe just ease of exploring what's out there, whatever. So I think creating, being intentional, create an intentional model. So now we could create them from scratch. Do we have the link for
I
the?
do have the link. I will share it. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
yeah. So there we have a link to Microsoft's article on how to do that and everything. So yeah, go out there, create it, take a look around. It's going to be the web-based experience. And I think there's some things you could do now that you have to do it through the XMLA endpoint, like creating calculation groups and things like that. So there's more and more that's being supported into the direct lake model. So go ahead and create one, get going with it, and learn how to do that because Microsoft has totally embraced this direct lake semantic model in order to support large data sets and less refresh. Right, you refresh your lake house and boom, you already have everything. Yeah, I'm in. There's no snow here, so I don't even think I have a shovel, but
You don't have a shovel? Holy cow.
I got, like a garden shovel, right?
Yeah.
And so if we have to, I got this, what is it? Maybe 5, 6 inch, right? It's not like what our normal snow shovels would be, because we don't need it, right? All you got to do
Yeah.
is scrape 2 paths for your tires to get down the driveway, and
Sure enough, it'll melt soon enough. Yeah. Okay. Good, good, good. All right.
so what else do you think about creating the semantic model from scratch?
Well, I think yes, and honestly, I think this is gonna. I think this is a great idea. Try it in. You could do it in desktop, can't you? Or no?
Yeah, you're right now that there is I'm trying to remember because there was a time from desktop when you chose it from the hub that it still didn't
Mhm.
put it into direct lake mode. It put it into like a direct query mode.
Oh, okay.
And so this is going to be I'm going to claim vacation brain all day here. So I got to get back into remembering everything. So you're going to have to keep me honest here.
All right,
Um,
all right, all right.
but yeah, let's follow. Let me.
I thought you could, but here's the next one that I think is this actually bleeds into goal number 2, and that's
Mhm.
to use tabular error to create a semantic model. All right. And so I know there are lots of people that have not yet gone out and done this. It can be something that is a little scary for people to go and do, um, uh, but actually, it's really not all that bad, especially
Mhm.
now that you have access to a fabric capacity and a trial capacity. Here, I'm actually even going to like quick show you how you can do this. So if you have not created a tabular model from scratch, the key is using an XMLA endpoint. And I'm going to do it from a brand new workspace so that you can actually see this TE scratch. We're going to set up a brand new workspace. We're going to go down. We're going to put it in that new trial capacity that we have, right? So it's going to go into our trial capacity. And we're going to click on apply. And we've got a brand new workspace capacity out here. Now, there's something you have to do. You need to go into your workspace settings. And I believe it's under premium. Where did it go? About?
It should be like under Power BI, I think, or
Uh, where's the XML endpoint? Turn it on.
yeah,
Come
go
on.
under premium again. I thought it was there.
No,
Down at the very bottom.
no, I'm down. I'm down. You do have to turn
Workspace
on X.
connection.
What's that?
Isn't
Workspace
it that
connection.
workspace connection right there?
What am I seeing? Where am I? I'm missing it. Oh my gosh.
Let me bring this up. Yeah. See where at the very bottom of your screen? Or you're showing my
Okay,
screen now.
sorry. Yeah,
You see at the bottom of your go down just a little right
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you had
That's
to
the
turn on XMLA endpoints.
No, you could turn that on at the I don't think it's individual workspaces. I think once it's on, it's on.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
then good. Then even easier.
Right.
Okay. Um, but you're going to use this workspace connection that's right here. Close this off. You can do this in. You could do this with any. Uh, uh, you could do this with just regular tabular editor. Now I'm gonna fail to do this for a second because I have not. I haven't. I can't do direct link because I haven't updated to the latest version of Tabular Editor 2, but I'm going to show Tabular Editor 2, so it's very easy to do this. But you can, once you have a model in you and you have that URL selected. Oh, I actually have to open a model. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to take one that's not from scratch, just for this purposes of this live stream. I'm just going to grab this one because why not? And I can actually go into model. Oh, you can't really see it well. Once you select model and deploy, it'll ask you where are you deploying the model to, right? And it's right here that I'm going to be pressed. I'm going to enter, paste in that value. Hit next. TE test. Next, and deploy. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have deployed a model onto, as you can see, it's actually, before I even finished, you can actually see it showing up inside my environment. I've got this up and running. There's many people that have not done this before. This is very easy to do. You saw how I did it, how uncomplicated it was. And because I was using a trial fabric capacity, I was able to do that even without a premium capacity. So if you didn't have, if you're a Power BI Pro user and you just have a fabric trial, you can do this. This might be the first time you've been able to do this.
And so did we put the link out to, man, my windows are going crazy today. Did we put the link out to say, here's how to do it? There's a article from Tabular Editor.
We have not.
I could put that in. I know you gave me other rights, but I haven't figured everything out on how to do messages and stuff that goes everywhere.
All right, that's okay.
Maybe it's just this and type a message in Restream.
Yeah, that's exactly where you put it.
All right, we might see it twice here,
All right,
everybody.
All right.
Kevin's learning. Chris is teaching me new things every day. So
yes, yep. Oh my!
Interesting. That comes out as you.
As me.
Yeah. I get to say things as Chris now. I didn't say that.
My.
Chris said it.
Okay.
This could be fun. Anyway,
Cody, this is a good question. Honestly, this. Why don't we hit on this in just a second? Okay. We're going to circle back to that one in one of our future goals for 2024. All right. Okay, but you see, it relatively easy to go out and do that. I want you to, in Tabular Editor, create a model, deploy it, and then what I want you to do is try to leverage the model you created above within desktop or within the service that's using direct link. Create it using that, maybe even as a template. Use that and then repeat over and over again. That can really help you get that up and running. Okay.
Yeah. So multiple ways to kind of get to that direct link model. So really, focus on those two. While looking for this link and looking back at Tabular Editor site, I'm super impressed on. Do you know they have a certification out there now?
Really?
Yeah, so they had about I don't know, maybe 5, 6 classes, class modules,
Hmm.
and then at the end, there's a little certification to go through for Tabular Editor. They have a data set that they're using. Um, and when you look at all this, I know Kurt has been. I think. Well, I don't know. I'm assuming he's working with them somewhat
Hmm.
because a lot of this documentation, a lot of the data set and everything seems to have a lot of Kurt's fingerprints on it. You know how well he does a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
writing and everything. So I think that was a good move on their part to work with him. Um, but yeah, so they're doing a lot to help you try to learn Tabular Editor. Um, oh, am I sharing? All of a sudden, I
You
got a
want to share your
message.
screen?
No, all of a sudden, I
Okay.
saw a message on Restream that said I was sharing, but I didn't see
Oh.
the video change.
No.
Again, sorry. New. This is hi. I'm Kevin. I'm new to this group.
Well, and
All
to
right.
be
Anyway,
fair, there's some new like admin controls that have just come to Restream that I've added to Kevin, and
yeah.
that's a little sausage making for you.
I'll start ignoring them. All right.
Good deal.
On
All
to
right.
3, and I know we moved these around, so I don't remember all of our order. Oh yes.
So this is attend the fabric event. I'm going to be at the. I've got 2 conferences I'm going to. One is the MVP conference. So if you're a Microsoft MVP, join myself and Kevin at the
Yeah,
MVP
I'll be there.
conference.
Yep.
Yep, love to see you, connect with you. I'm also going to be going to like a week after that. I'm going to be going to the uh, Microsoft Fabric Community Conference. Kevin, are you coming there as well,
I
or
am
no?
I am not going there. There's a lot going on in March, and
Yep.
um, I couldn't handle doing both, so I chose the MVP summit over the Fabric Community one. Now I did see a comment earlier that somebody was talking about going it, and I don't see it on my screen right now.
Hmm.
Um, to where they're right now you look at the speakers and it's all Microsoft speakers and everything. The anticipation is that's just going to pretty much change, right? A lot of this, of what's out there, is still kind of what they built. Remember, they were looking at doing this in December, and now they pushed it back to do it into March. So they have a lot up there still of what they're doing in March. I think there's going to be a lot more coming besides just those Microsoft speakers. I could be wrong, but that's kind of what my feel and kind of just what I've seen around the community a little bit. So, um, but I know there's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of people trying to go. Kristen brought up SQL Bits, right? Is going on around the same time. It's
Yeah.
between the summit and the one in Vegas. So
Yeah, if you're like an MVP or someone from Microsoft, like March is just like you're not going to be on. You're just going to be traveling all of March.
yeah,
It's
potentially, right? You could do bits, you could do the summit, you could do then the Vegas one. So yeah, it's a lot in March.
yeah, yeah,
And originally, I had some personal travel planned that I think we're moving away. So I really kind of missed out on setting everything up because I was prioritizing that one first. But anyway, you never know. I mean, maybe Lady Luck will come my way and want me to go to Vegas, and I'll be a late addition to it. But
well,
at this point, no.
and if you can't go to one of the bigger conferences, there's lots of other events that you can attend. Kevin, you run a user group in Dallas Fort Worth, correct?
Yeah, yeah. So off a meetup, go out and
Mhm.
find the Dallas Fort Worth Power BI user group. We haven't changed the name to Fabric.
Okay.
But yeah, you could still, I have a couple good sessions coming up. I need to get the rest of the year lined up. We do our monthly meeting on the first Tuesday of every month, but we also do an open chat session conversation on every Thursday, or what we call our lunchbox.
Mhm.
That just anybody. We had a great conversation yesterday around administration, and in fact, Chris, I recommended somebody to your admin group. I got to give her
Oh,
the rest of the information. Um,
fantastic.
had a lot of good conversation yesterday. So kind of join us on that. But Chris, you join one. You have a user group as well, because I know you asked me about speaking later on this year, and
which I
so
forgot to reply to. So.
I know I'm Friday is my replies day. after this, I got a couple more meetings, and then this afternoon is my catch up time period. So
Yep. And so yeah, I've got a Madison Fabric user group. We meet in person, but it's also going to be online through through YouTube. So it'll be streaming on this channel. But you just as Kevin said, join through Meetup, and you'll be able to get in and get connected. So just
yeah,
find some group and communities, start working with them, start to get to know the people. I mean, you know, Fabric Fridays here is a good group to be part of too. So like,
exactly.
don't
We're
forget
building our
that,
little
right?
community here.
Yep, yeah, yeah.
And then, yeah, as you showed just a minute ago, right? Donald has the SQL Saturday BI in Atlanta that's coming up
Yep.
Feb 10th. I'm going to be there. I know Donald's going as well. So that one's always a good one. We had a great time there last year, and I think a lot of the same type of people are coming back. So join us
I mean,
there.
Atlanta's a huge. They've got one in February, and then isn't there another one in April? Like that's nuts.
Yeah, I think the second one is going to be more, just SQL Server database centric, right? Because
Mhm.
that's one that they had a really good setup with. But yeah, I mean, they get so much interest that they're able to do too. But yeah,
Yeah.
look at the SQL Saturday sites, find a SQL Saturday that's close to you, um, and let some of us know, because I do enjoy traveling to the SQL Saturdays, the small events. I think it gets a little bit more personal, right, than these big events. Yeah, the big events, a lot of people from overseas come in and you get to meet
Mhm.
people like that and everything. But traveling to SQL Saturdays is something that I think I've submitted to a couple of them. I haven't heard yet on a few other ones this year, but do a little bit more travel on those. I think is going to be nice.
Yeah, and Christian has mentioned the Romania pug is being twice a month online, and yeah, there's just so many groups out there, and there's so much to cover, and you know, participate in one, become a member of a community. It's really beneficial, right?
Hmm.
All right,
Definitely.
let's keep going. Now, this is a big one.
This is a big one.
So,
Go ahead.
well, the DP 600 exam is brand new. It's in beta right now, but you can sign up. You can take it. Right. Uh, this is completely, uh, something that is up and running, and the stuff that we've been talking about is great to get you prepped and ready for this exam. And Kevin, you have some additional details, right?
Yes, definitely. So I have on my screen. Thanks for putting that up there.
Hmm.
So, I just put this link out as Chris. Chris just puts this link out, right? So here they just announced that this exam is live. They announced it yesterday. And so here it kind of talks about your overview of what's going to be covered on that. I got another slide I'm going to show here in just a second that's even a little bit nicer on it. But go ahead and start, working on scheduling your exam. You see, it's $165, but we're going to show you ways here in just a minute to reduce that. And if you're familiar with challenges and stuff like that, you could get some exam vouchers um, that'll reduce the price quite a bit. So go ahead, start looking into this, start thinking about how to take this exam and get it knocked out this year. Now you could do it during the beta period. We never really know exactly how long the beta period is going to be, but they when you take the test as a beta exam, you will not get your score back right away. What they do is they put a lot of questions on there that they're kind of testing out, right? Are these the right questions for us to take or not? And they'll put ones that they fully expect to be on there. And so, they may throw a couple questions out that they just realized wasn't worded correctly, or things didn't work out correctly. So it takes up until the GA time plus, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 days, a month or something like that before you will get your score back if you take it during beta. So just kind of know that. Don't if you're the type of person you want the immediate gratification, the immediate knowledge on it, then maybe wait till it becomes GA. We don't know exactly when it's going to be GA, but probably one of the Microsoft events in the future, right? Could be the conference we just talked about, could be Build or Ignite, whichever one is next this year. I think Build is next. It could be any one of those type of things that typically a lot of times around conferences they make announcements. So, but yeah, this is a good exam, and there's been a lot of hype around it lately, especially because it just became live yesterday.
Now, I understand you may have some breaking news here that we can share about what people could expect from the exam, huh?
You bet. So let me bring this slide up.
So, like, get your screen captures ready. This is where we're going to be. Uh, in fact,
Yep.
I don't think we're breaking NDA here, but Kevin, if you are, this is Kevin doing it. I'm not doing it.
No, I know we're not, because I attended a session with Microsoft earlier this week, and they told us this wasn't NDA. There's only one part in this entire deck that is. So I'm not going to filter through these different slides, but this is not. I thought this slide, when I looked through it quite a bit, I was going to redo it, but then I thought I could talk through it.
Kevin,
So
can you blow it up? It's a little small, and I think people
okay,
would.
let's see.
Isn't there like a full screen thing right next to what you're hitting on? Right there.
Does that help? Or let me see if I got Zoom it going. I don't think I have Zoom it going.
That's a little better.
Let me get over here. Oops,
30 days to learn, I believe.
So
is
yeah,
right?
that's kind of like what the 30-day challenges are as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about the best I'm gonna get is right here. Is that everything?
Yep.
Right there. Okay. So yeah, if we look through this, right, and what this is telling us is during Ignite, these were the modules that were released. And then with the 30 days to learn initiative, I think is what the I stands for, right? It's basically your 30 days challenge. And Belinda will talk about the skills challenge ending and others coming and stuff like that in just a little bit. But so these are all the modules that are currently out there. And if you go through the 30-day challenge, all 13 of these modules are going to be included in this.
Yep.
This upcoming, I would kind of rethink that of which one of these are on the actual DP 600 exam. And the ones that are X'd out are not. And you see also they signified it by having an asterisk. So there's no asterisk here, here, or on the last one. So these are the modules to focus on with the asterisk or the check marks over here if you're going to take the DP 600. And
Yep.
so I thought that was kind of interesting because data science is not in the 600 exam. Real time is not there yet. And data activator. All the rest of these are going to be covered on your 600 exam.
Yes, if you're looking to focus, this is this. I mean, if you're going to be taking the DP 600, you need to get a screenshot of this, and this is your study Bible that you should be like focusing in on in order to pass that test. Okay. And excited that we can break this news for you and share this with you. I think this could be very useful for people when it comes to getting this up and getting ready to be successful inside of Fabric, right?
Yep. Yeah, and then I see Belinda just put a comment out there. She spent some time looking and learning about this exam. There's advanced Power BI, which includes the compute, stacks, and M. So, I know Belinda is deeply involved in looking at this certification and learning more about it as a Microsoft certified trainer and other things around what she does on a day-to-day basis. So very good information there.
Yeah. Yep. So thank you, Kevin. That is super helpful. I mean, if you're one of the people that is certification driven, this is a great thing to hit in on and do. But Fernando actually had a good question. He said, I thought you were not convinced about certifications based on my comments before. And Kevin, or I'm sorry, Fernando, you are spot on. I am not personally driven by certifications. They're not one of the things that I judge on, like, hey, how capable is someone? I really want to know. I don't want to know that you passed the test. I want to be able to see what you can do. I want to run through life experiences on that stuff. To me, that means more. Now, if you work for a Microsoft partner and you're worried about certifications and engagements and be able to participate in all sorts of things, the number of consultants that you have that are certified directly play into that. So that's where that starts to become important. On that side, I would counsel Microsoft. If there's anyone from Microsoft listening, it'd be great if we had less of that. But I understand that's how they support the certification programs and ensuring that the quality of the solutions that are being deployed meet with at least, they could say that, that the people that are doing these certifications or have had these certifications operate with a certain level of knowledge, right?
Yep. Yeah, and I tend to agree with you, Chris. Is for the longest part of my career, I didn't care a whole lot about certifications. Um, as when there's times in my career, there's probably still times now that I got to be more like a hiring manager.
Mhm.
Do I put a little bit of weight in when I'm looking over the resume about whether they've taken certifications or not. I like the certifications that do come from something like Microsoft or whatever, to where you see some that are come from these weird third parties that people put on stuff. And if I don't really know it, then I'm not going to put as much weight onto it. But if I'm screening a resume, I may move the resume from pile one to pile two, or from pile two to pile one, just because of a certification, to one that didn't have it on there, right? But
Yep.
when I get in and actually talk to the person, at that point, the certification doesn't matter. It's what is your real life experience? What is it, that you have done? What could you show me? How do you actually prove it, rather than just, being able to take a test?
Yeah.
So,
And Belinda's right here. Is the certification process perfect? No. But I don't know if it's the best method of determining who knows their stuff. But as Kevin said, when we put out job postings, you don't know how many hundreds of applicants that come
mhm.
flooding in, and 99% of them don't know what they're doing, and we have to have a mechanism to eliminate them quickly. Having that certification, Kevin is right. That means that is something that will be reviewed in more depth. We'll actually read it. We won't just like shuffle it off through an AI. It'll pass through the AI, so that is very helpful. Um, and we had a good question that came in here. Where is it? Enterprise AR is asking, are either of you going to be taking the exam? Kevin, are you going to be taking the exam?
I think so. I don't have it on the books yet. I'm probably going to wait for it to become GA, because I'm one of those instant gratification people now. I don't think I want to wait, taking it and then have that anxiety. I got other things that are going to give me anxiety over these next few months, so I'm not going to stack onto it. So it's going to be more the second half of the year for me, if I plan on doing it. And so it's going to look to see what, come June or whatever, and I reevaluate what the year looks like, that I make that decision. So Enterprise AR, if you remember, come June, ask us on one of these episodes where I landed it.
And I'll say, if I'm going to take it, I'll take it relatively soon because I have an exam voucher for it that
Mm-hmm.
I got from participating in one of the cloud things. I forget if it was the Ignite 30-day challenge or
Mm-hmm.
one of those things out there gave me a free certificate voucher for that. So it's not going to cost me anything other than a little bit of time. So if I'm able to carve out time to go take one of these tests, I may go do it. But that's probably the biggest challenge that I have.
Yeah. And I think there was going to be other ways to get the free vouchers. I think there's multiple different vouchers that are coming out, and I couldn't find it. It was supposed to be released yesterday, I thought, with the exam going live, but there was only a limited number of getting the free vouchers. So there's going to be a way of getting those, but then the skills challenge I know gives you one that gives you half off. So continue to watch for multiple ways of doing it. And as we're kind of talking about certification exams, and I've been around, a long time in this field. Um, I think certification exams, especially Microsoft's, have improved greatly from years ago.
Yep.
Years ago, remember the whole thing was people would say, "Oh, you took this exam, so you know Microsoft's way of wanting to do it." And there were things like trick questions, and you could answer even though you gave an answer that would have been right, if it wasn't Microsoft's or whoever the certification people were, that they would end up scoring you wrong because you had to answer it their way. I think there's a whole lot less of that going on now. I think the certification exams that I've looked at are doing a whole lot better of actually assessing skills, right, and understanding than trying to push a certain way. There's
Well,
always going to be a slant when it's a vendor's certification, right? But I think they're getting better.
I mean that's fantastic to hear because I think that was my biggest pushback is like, okay, I used to take I tried hard to get a couple certifications. I'm like on things that I considered I was a master at. In fact,
Hmm.
like professionally, I was a master at these things. I trained people on it. I did it for a living. I outperformed hundreds of developers. Like I knew that tech and I failed those certification tests. I'm like, okay, well, these are like, I don't think that's the right way to do it. And, there's
Hmm.
many ways to skin a cat. And uh, that was not one that I agree with. And so I couldn't get on Microsoft's pattern. So I failed them. So that's when I
Yep.
stopped. So maybe I'll try it again. So,
Yeah, and I think the other thing, because I think there was a question on here that I saw real quickly about, if we saw 10 resumes or something like that, would we weight it one way or another? And I kind of answered that question. But the other part that you have to remember is there are some people that are so good at taking tests. I'm always going to get you there, right? There are some people that are always going to be so good at taking tests that without fully understanding it, without mastering it, they could take a test and pass it, right? Just because, especially if there's some multiple choice, the way of eliminating things, just test taking skills. And then there are other people on the other side that have so much anxiety that even if they know it all, they have a hard time passing a test, right? So I think you have to consider that when you on how much you're going to weight somebody being certified or not. So
oh, gosh. 32% of the new certifications calculated
use calculator.
specifically designed so that Chris Wagner fails the test.
So I'm going to
Oh
say
my
this,
god,
and
that'd be fantastic.
we'll say this and put a pin in it. But I'm looking deeper into the new DAX query part of it, and there's a way to find calculated columns in those info, um, you know, uh, tables that they expose. So
Mm.
we'll have to come
Well, then we
back to
could
that.
stop those from deployments. Excellent.
Exactly.
All right. And actually, all of this nicely leads into hey, there's a whole bunch of Fabric online events that you can participate in. Where's our list of those? There's the 30-day challenge. I mean, that's been running since Ignite. So I think that ends on the 15th. Belinda, I think you're correct on that. But
Hmm.
I believe if you complete that, I think that's where I got my free fabric certificate from. So no promises, but I think that either you get it or you're entered into it. I don't know, but like that's a good one. What's another
If you
one?
do the 30-day challenge,
Hmm.
I I don't know if that's where the free one is now, but I believe that you're at least going to get looking at their website. When I expanded that, I kind of messed up my browsers here. But when I was looking at their website, one of the things is you could at least get a voucher for half price.
Oh,
But
okay.
one of the things I learned that they brought up, and I ended up closing that window in the meeting I attended the other day, is even if you don't complete this 30-day challenge or if you didn't sign up for it, if you start going through those modules and there's a future 30-day challenge, which I expect there would be, I think they're going to continue to roll this on. When you sign up for that 30-day challenge, it looks to see if you've completed any of those modules, right? And so it's going to give you credit for those after you sign up. It said it may take a day or so to go do the data analysis of it, right? So go ahead now and start doing those modules in the learning method, right? Then when the next challenge comes up, sign up for it and you'll be able to get through it even faster than the 30 days.
Yeah, that you're spot on. There's one that I signed up for where I already completed everything and it didn't happen right away, but like an hour later, I got a
Mhm.
notification like, "Congratulations, you completed this." Actually, that might have been where I got my free. I don't know.
Yeah, because you just
Completing the
signed up
learning
and you
modules really helps you with this stuff, right?
yes. And that's yeah, the part that it's retroactive because sometimes I get into something, I go, I know 30 days feels like a good amount of time to do it, but then work gets in the way or life gets in the way. So I like that, they're going to give you credit for the stuff that you've already done. So if you don't want to take on some of that anxiety to say that you're going to be time bound, start doing them now. And then when the next one comes up, right? Who knows
Hmm.
when that's going to be? I don't know if it's going to be right away or if it's going to be, more around the conference time frame. They tend to put these challenges out during each one of their conferences. So um, go ahead and kind of get it knocked off. That's one thing that I'm going to start trying to do is knock out a couple of them without even signing up for the 30-day challenge if I haven't already.
Yep. And also, there's a new Fabric Learn Together posted in the chat here. These are going to be like an hour long sessions. They're starting in a couple weeks and they run until where's the date here? Uh, February, something like that. Early in February. And we run through the modules. I'm going to be doing the Azure SQL or I'm sorry, the Fabric uh, data warehouse one. Kevin, are you presenting on one of those or no?
No, I'm currently working on because the way some of this stuff came out, at least over to me on the MVP side, I think through the partner side, you guys got access to some of this earlier. But I'm kind of still in conversations in addition to these learnings. And I think the one you talked about was wave one, because I believe
Mhm.
there's multiple waves of this coming through.
Yep.
Um, so you'll be doing in wave one. There's also these learning rooms
Oh yeah.
um,
Yep.
and some other moderated type of thing. So I think I got to look for other emails. Like I said, Friday's kind of my day to catch up on all the emails that come in and look at things. But I think they're I'm looking to try to get up with a team that we get in. I think it's going to be one of the learning rooms type of thing. So I'm working on getting involved in some of that. So
Yep. I'm gonna copy and paste the learning room that's out there for Fabric. That
mhm.
is in the chat. There we go. All right. All right. Let's keep going because
Yeah,
we have more than 8 to get to. So because we couldn't limit it. All right. Goal
Th-
number 6.
We made it number 6, but just because we wanted to get it towards the end for you, everybody to remember, right? But
Mhm.
this should be your number one goal. Pre-submit questions to us for Fabric Friday.
Yes, and so you could do that by uh, hitting up Kevin or myself on LinkedIn or X. I was going to create an email and I failed to do that. So I'll get an email out for
Well,
us that
yeah,
automatically
soon.
routes, but either of those places is good. So,
Yeah, connect with us on social media. All the social medias. I'm at Kev Arnold, KEV Arnold. So just find me there if you have a question. Um, put it out there. Yeah, there's our information. It works on both. So you don't read. Who doesn't read their LinkedIn messages, Fernand? I do. I just take time to respond. Fridays are my respond day. So everybody wants immediate gratification.
yes. Apologies there, but yes, hit us up and we're
Oh,
happy to
Kratos.
like help out there as well. Um, Kratos, yes. Um, all right, and goal 7.
So
This go ahead.
this came out. I'll go ahead. I think you have something to tee up on this.
Well, I was just going to say, Semantic Link is a fantastic new capability that integrates notebooks with our semantic models. Uh, if you're not familiar with it, the live stream that was just on Wednesday,
Mhm.
we went in depth on it, made sure people understood how you could use it, what you could do it with it. Marcus has he had 9 different examples that we could have gone through. I think we got through 4 of them. So if you have the opportunity to see him present it, he's going to be speaking at a few other places. He'll hit on those, but there's a ton of different capabilities that you can do in there. One of the biggest things that he's because Microsoft sees telemetry around like what are people doing and whatnot, and they reach out and they say, oh hey, you're using this, can you explain it to us? And some of that stuff. One of the biggest things that people are doing is um, they're checking for the difference between what the values add up in a lake house and what are imported into a semantic model or in a data warehouse or whatever it is, right? And when they have that issue, then they're triggering a refresh, right? So just
Mhm.
knowing that there's a difference between those is very beneficial. Um, I Wait a minute. Is this who doesn't read? Is this Kevin or me? I
I think
read.
that's where he was saying you afterwards.
Oh, me. Oh, okay. Well,
Because
I'll have
then,
to.
yeah, from what I'm seeing is he said he didn't read, and then his next one was
Oh
calling you
no.
out. So
I hope. Okay.
maybe
Fair
maybe
enough. I guess I
maybe you
thought it.
missed one or something. You might want to go
Yeah.
back and look at.
Yeah.
Between the
Sorry.
ones that are real and the ones that you get spammed from LinkedIn, I mean, it gets hard sometimes.
I do get upwards of 40 LinkedIn messages a day, so it can sometimes I miss stuff. So apologies there. But this is a huge thing. Number one, when should you do a refresh? Number two, for data validation, data quality, this type of a comparison is super beneficial all over the place. So do check out that video and try this. This is a great goal for the new year.
Yeah, I think this is a great feature and it's got so much more potential, kind of, the use case that you were just talking about, but other data quality checks within your model or something, maybe somebody deployed something and a measure is wrong and you're not getting results that you expect. I think there's going to be other data quality type um, setups coming from there. And one of the blog posts, I have to go back and find it, already kind of used it to put together like a diagram of a measure's dependencies, which I thought was wild. So
Yeah. Yep.
I
Yep.
think that's on fabric.guru. If you go out
Okay.
to
Oh, yes.
Sandy Powell's, he just became an MVP as well. Is
Fabric Tech Guru's got some really good content. I've started there have been 3 issues in the last week that I've used him for how do you fix it or what do you do? So he's got some good content.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, okay, Fernando, one message. I found you. I responded right before that. It
and he
was
and he and he sent it this morning.
it was months ago, September 19th.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, man. Hey, so here is my rule of thumb, and I tell this to everyone on that if you email me or you're working with me, I am great within, like, if I don't respond within 24 hours, the wave and mass of emails and messages I've received have washed that into the nether. So, uh, if you send me a message, and I don't really respond within 24 48 hours, ping me again. It is, I just missed it. It is not in a purposeful thing. I will, uh, I will go through and look at what you said, Fernando, and I will respond to that. I can't do that in a live stream. So
We can, but we're almost out of time, and we got
yes, and we've got more to get
8
to. Yeah.
because 8 is enough. See, the
Well,
timing is just right. 8 is enough.
yeah. Well, actually, we got more
Anybody?
than this, so let's keep
Anybody?
going. I remember it. It's a good show. Dick Van Patten, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next will be Slicer Saturday.
Yeah.
That's actually a good title. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's not bad. All right. Let us keep going here. And then goal 8. Take what you did in goal 7. Create a data activator to alert you when there's an issue. Just send you an email saying, hey, this failed. Now,
mhm.
an advanced user is going to, and this is what I'd love to see, retry that load up to twice to see if that fixes the issue and the discrepancy, and then alert, which you can do, I believe. But use data activator at a minimum to alert you, to send you an email when this condition has occurred, and then you can go in and refresh that. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's going to be another one of the first kind of use cases for a lot of us on data activator, right? Is
Mhm.
kind of monitoring our own solutions and get better alerting to it. Something that to use to kind of learn it and everything. I know the examples that we see from Microsoft is like monitoring a refrigerator at a store and then calling or getting the right service person out there and stuff like that, which is a great advanced use case. But I have to walk before I could run to get there, and they've already been walking and running just as they develop the tool. I think it's a great thing to show the capabilities of Data Activator, but a lot of us, I think, are going to use it to kind of monitor our own solutions and everything at first to learn it and then expand into that.
Well, that's fantastic. Belinda is wearing her Fabric Friday shirt today. So
Nice. Send
if
us a
you
picture.
do, yeah, yeah, send us a picture.
Pictures or
Uh,
it didn't happen.
yeah, if you want to be like Belinda, go ahead and snag yourself a Fabric Friday t-shirt. I will let you know. They're overpriced, and they ship very slowly, and it is a function of the system. But you can get involved, and you can show your support for
Thought you were a
here.
salesman. That's funny.
I don't know what to tell you. They're like, you look at the price, I'm like, we are not getting rich on selling t-shirts. That is not, I don't know how people do that. That's not a thing.
Expect it next summer.
Yeah. Honestly, I have no control over it. It's the YouTube integrated Teespring. Um, they handle all that stuff. I put designs out. I don't really do much more than that. So. And if you want to get on board with the cause, you can get your own No Dax Columns t-shirt too. That is out and available. I'd love to get that out for you. I used to have a great fabric formula t-shirt that was out there, but Teespring, in all their infinite wisdom, has said that that's copyrighted for some reason. I don't know.
Oh, really? The shirt that you have that has the
Yeah, and
formula on it,
like I use it.
they
I've
won't.
got the like painting and stuff.
Yeah,
I got all
they
sorts of.
they won't let you sell that anymore, huh?
Yeah, well, no, they say it's not that. They say there's some other issue, but who the heck knows?
Hmm.
It's
Interesting.
yeah. All right. Awesome.
All right. Well, we're almost to the end, but I think we have one other bonus announcement goal. What? There you
Yep.
go. So let me get the link for this. I saw this off of Alex Powers' post yesterday. And so there's a hackathon coming up. So if you're into that type of thing, and it's a Microsoft Fabric global AI hackathon. So I just put the link out there, or Chris kind of put the link out there. So it's it's something that I haven't done. Have you ever done a hackathon, Chris?
I have. I, Now I was not the participant in the hackathon. I was the SME that like helped people with the hackathon. So I might actually see about participating in this, see how this works. So.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times you're putting teams together, and then there's different roles that you're doing on that, which is um, always a good idea. I haven't participated myself in them, but what I like to do is when the hackathon ends, is start reviewing the solutions that people put together for ideas, because there are such creative folks that are usually in there, and there's a lot of good information that comes out for it. So even if you're not going to participate in it, this is why I felt it was something to kind of watch and look at. Because I've been blown away sometimes, and I go, "Oh, that's such a great idea." Even the solutions, if they kind of talk about what they want, or the ones that came up and didn't win, a lot of times they still release at least the concepts of solutions. It's given me a lot of good ideas. So,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe Belinda, maybe we should talk about it on Saturday of whether we want to put a team together for this hackathon.
Yeah, and we're going to hit on one more thing, and before we go, but we're going to say, do check out the Career SBI 2024 Microsoft Fabric Challenge. It lists off a whole bunch of things. This is a broad, long-term effort. It will most likely take most people the course of the entire year to work through this. Naeem, if you're looking to get started in Microsoft Fabric, check out this Microsoft Fabric Challenge. The video is one of my most recent videos out on my channel. Let me see if I can get you a link to it. Yep, I'll get it right here. Post this in the chat. This will get you up and running inside of Microsoft Fabric. All right.
Yeah, and as his question, Naeem's question about being new, where to start and everything, should you go back and watch all the Fabric Friday episodes? Of course, we're going to say that. Now,
start at the beginning.
Yeah, start at the beginning.
Just let us know as soon as you get through all of them. All right.
Exactly. And if you want to watch it on, 1.5 speed or something like that, but don't go much more than that. But honestly, right, the things that we brought up, the challenges, the Microsoft Learn community, those type of things. And as Belinda said, start from wherever you're at, right? Kind of know what it is that you need, and have a little bit of a purpose behind it. One of my bigger goals this year is to get deeper into machine learning and AI, and I'm going to take some things for that. I got a couple of my own personal and other client goals around looking into that. So, if you have a goal besides just saying that your goal is to learn, if you have a goal of actually doing something, I think that knowledge then sticks. So, think about it that way, in my opinion.
Yeah, and last thing before we go, and I'll use this as the parting words. I want to thank you guys also very much for joining me and being part of this experience. I now have over 500 videos that are out there. I guess I've been doing this for a little while, and I really appreciate the community. And thank you guys also very much. Clearly, this is something that would definitively fall away if it wasn't so enjoyable, and most of that enjoyment comes from you. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah, congratulations. Great job. I'm happy to be just a really small part of this. But you do such a wonderful job building up everybody in the community. I really do appreciate being on here with you, and how much you've helped just watching your videos, interacting with you, all of that, great job, Chris. Can't say enough.
Well, thank you, Kevin, and thank you guys all for being part of this journey. Um, I'm looking forward to the next 500 videos. All right. Oh, and I'm trying to hit 20,000 subscribers this year. That's a goal of mine. So share this YouTube channel out with people in your company. I would love to hit that 20,000 mark earlier than later, but that's a long way to go. But we got to set stretch goals for ourselves, right? So awesome.
I'm watching Belinda just put all these random things into the chat, and how it comes up in our, again, more sausage making. It comes up different in our restream chat. So it's like, but
I got it.
anyways,
You guys have a great weekend. Stay
thanks
safe.
everybody. Peace.
Baker Tilly Digital combines strategic industry insight and advanced technical expertise to uncover and solve your digital transformation challenges. If you're interested in learning more, check out our website at bakertilly.com/digital.